Welcome back to episode 2 of our War Widows digital literacy program. If you haven't seen the first episode, I'd recommend going back and having a look at that. It's going to give you some advice on setting up a email account with Gmail, which we will be using for this episode. If you already have an email account, you're quite confident with email, feel free to skip that first episode and just begin with this one if you are looking for some advice and a video walkthrough of how to register for an Eventbrite event. Now, this is important because Eventbrite is our system that we use at Families of Veterans Guild to have registrations for both physical and online events. So coming up, we have the AGM meeting in late August at the Pullman Hotel in Mascot. And we also have various events throughout the year, some in person, some online. And Eventbrite is what we use to find out how many people have registered and how many people are coming. Um, it's a fairly easy to use website. It is not a website that we exclusively use. And what I mean by that is other businesses and events will be on Eventbrite. We do not own Eventbrite. We do not control the website. It is a service that we use, just like how you'd use Facebook. It's something that we post to and we put our events on. But beyond that, we do not have control of what appears in your account. Just wanted to clear that up so there's no misconceptions. So I'll go ahead and share my screen. And again, I've got my mouse here with the big green circle around it. And, as you can see, if I click, there is a movement around my mouse so that you can see that. So what we're going to want to start to do is opening up Safari again. So again, I've just gone down here and clicked Safari. Remember, I'm on a Mac and you may have Microsoft Edge, Internet Explorer, Google Chrome, some other sort of Safari, or sorry, some other sort of internet browser that you're using. So what do when we are here? We are trying to get to Eventbrite. You may have seen some emails or correspondence sent out via our social media about registering for the AGM. You can use those links to register for the event, but if you don't have that link, what you can do is go up to the search bar here where I'm clicking, and you can either type in Eventbrite and it will do a Google search with whatever search engine you're using, and you can just click on it here. Or alternatively, you can go www.eventbrite.com.au. So you can see I'm just typing that up there, and it's already suggested it for me, but I'll just click enter. Okay, so now we're on the homepage of Eventbrite. And as you can see, there's some sort of ads coming up here for some other events that, other organizations are hosting. We don't really need to concern ourselves with that at the moment. What we want to do is sign up for an Eventbrite account. This is going to make the registration process a bit easier. So I'll click here. All right. And so now we're going to use the same email address that we created in the previous in the previous episode, if you watched that one, or whatever email address you feel comfortable using. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to imagine that I don't know that email and I need to go and find it. So I'll come over here and click on New tab. You may have a different button depending on what your browser is, but I'll click on that. Go to Google, and then over here to Gmail. So you can see I'm still logged in because this is my computer and no one else is going to use it. So I'm comfortable with leaving myself logged in here. And you can see my email address at the top there. So I can either try and remember that and put it over to the other tab, or what I'm going to do is I'm going to highlight it. So all I've done there is click and drag over it. And as you can see, it's come up highlighted. I can click Command or Control, depending on what computer you have, but Command or Control C on your keyboard, and that's going to copy it. Or I can even double click on it and it will come up saying copy. So I click that, come back over to this tab, the Eventbrite tab that we were on before, and I can either type my email address if I've remembered it, or I can right click, paste. So that's just in the box here, right click, paste. So I can do that. I'll just delete that and show you the other way, which is Control or Command V, which will also paste. It doesn't really matter which one you want to use, whatever you find easier is great. So I've got my email address in there. This is the this is the account that I want to get emails through for Eventbrite. I'll click continue, and it's taken me to the next page. This page is telling me to check for an email with a code. So they have sent me an email and they want me to put the code in to confirm that it's really my email account. So we go back to here, to my other tab, click on it, come over here or here, either one, and click on it. And that's going to open up your emails. So as we can see, got some emails here already, but Eventbrite. And then it's telling me what my code is for the login. I'll just click on that and open it. Hopefully. There we go. Just a bit slow today. And it's telling me, here's your one-time code. So I've got 15 minutes to use it before it expires. So again, I can copy it or I can just try and remember it. So I'm just going to copy it, right click, copy, come back over and paste. So it's important to understand that this one-time code is not a password. It is a security measure that Eventbrite are using to make sure that you are a real person signing up for this email account and not a robot. So click submit. May have to double click. There we go. All right, and now it's asking me to set up my account. So it looks like I need to put in my first name and last name. So I'm just going to go ahead and pretend the same as my email address for ease of everyone, so we don't get confused. So email address that I'm using, first name, last name. All right, I'm going to click continue now. Again, like in the previous episode, for those who haven't watched it, if you have gotten lost at any point, I encourage you to pause and rewind the video. Alternatively, a step-by-step guide on a document will be made available with this video. I am simply copying the steps on those documents. So if you prefer to read off of a document, that is an option for you. And if you want to use that as a sort of an aid to this video, if you want to print that out and go through it step by step with me, that's also an option for you. Okay, so back to what we were doing. So here I am, they're telling you, welcome to Eventbrite. We're glad you're here. What do you want to do? So look, the account that we need to go to Families of Veterans Guild events is going to be this account. We're not going to be organizing events. That's something you can look at doing at another time. For the main purposes, especially for signing up for the AGM, we're just going to be clicking on Find an Experience. So click on that. It's come up suggesting I'm in Mortlake, which I'm not, but I'm just going to do Chatswood, just based off where the Families of Veterans Guild office is. So again, this is going to give you recommendations on events that are in your area. It's not too important, but I encourage you to put where you live, and that way, if we do have an event in your area, you might get notified. So there we go, Chatswood. Don't know why that's. Okay, there we go. I didn't see the next button. Happens to the best of us, as we can see. So I'll click next here. And again, they're just trying to find out what you like so they can recommend events. I don't believe you have to do any of these. There's quite a lot of options here. I'm just going to go ahead and click next. And yeah, so they're telling me about some of the things that are coming up in Chatswood, some of the businesses that are around the area. We're not too concerned with any of this. We're just, if it interests you, I encourage you to follow them if you want to, but we are just trying to, in this video, sign up for the AGM. So I'm just going to go ahead and click finish. All right, so we're back on the homepage. Don't get lost. I can see up here that I am signed into my account because there's my email address. Okay. So remember when we first got here, it was telling you to sign up or log in, but it looks like we are logged in now. You can see my account settings. I can log out if I want to, but I'm not going to do any of that. What I am going to do is try and find an event. So come over here, search events. All right. Families of Veterans Guild, and click enter. As you can see, it's come up down here. So all these other events, just a reminder that Eventbrite is a worldwide service, and we are seeing events that appear to be in Sydney, but they might be taking place online. Um, you know, when you look up events, you're not necessarily going to find what you intend to find. But as you can see, if you scroll down a little bit, you can see us there. AGM, Pullman Hotel, 27th of August, 11 a.m. So let's click on that. Let's open up a new tab as we can see. And what I encourage you to do is just make sure that the event you're clicking on down here says by Families of Veterans Guild. That's how you know it's us, and that's how you know it's not someone trying to impersonate us, which I don't think anyone is, but always is good to check. Okay. So you can follow us if you want to. That way you can get notified of new events in your area. I encourage you to do that, but I'm going to let you decide. And you can see the details of the event. So the Pullman Hotel at Mascot, and there's the address, get some directions, the time, and there's some information about, taxi vouchers, how to get there by public transport, etc. But what we're going to do is we're going to come up here and click on Get Tickets. This is going to be the process for how we register for this event. Okay, click on Get Tickets. And we can see register in person, and you're registering by the number of tickets you require. If you are registering for other people, I would encourage you to call us. We are aware of some social clubs that choose to call up and register the 7 or 8 members under the one registration. And again, if this is all too complicated for you, you can always call us up and we will do this with you over the phone, as in we will register you on our computer at work, to save you the trouble. This is more if you are trying to get better at the internet and you want to try and register yourself. If you do register yourself and you're unsure if it's worked, again, please call us at the end of your registration and we will be able to see on our end if that registration has gone through. So I do encourage you to do that. You will not be making our lives more difficult by doing that. We're very happy to help. And, we want to see as many of you as possible getting better at this sort of stuff because this is the way that our events are moving. Online registrations are becoming increasingly more common because it means that we can make sure we have the right amount of staff and the right amount of food, etc., for all the events that we host. Okay, so let's move back to what we were doing. So as we can see here, I'm going to pretend that I'm just registering for myself. I'm the only person who's going to be attending. And so I only need the one ticket, but if I needed more, I can change there. And as you can see, the price doesn't change because it's free. So come down here, register. And it's again going to ask you to confirm your details. So as you can see, logged in as my email address, and if that's incorrect, please change that. But it is going to ask you for your first name and last name. So it's already filled it out because it knows it from my account, and it's going to give me some options. If you want more events and emails from us, tick that box. So I'll tick that as an example. Send me emails about the best events happening nearby. Unless you are really interested in other events that are happening near the Pullman on that day, you don't really need to click that. So pick up tickets. Your tickets will be waiting for you at the event. As was the practice for the last year's AGM, you will attend and provide us your name, and we will check the registration to make sure you've registered and any dietary requirements or anything like that, and you will be let into the AGM. So next step, scroll down and find register again. So I'll click register. And as you can see, there is a little timer at the top there, which has now disappeared. But that timer is a thing that Eventbrite has set up. It's meant to secure your spot before you click the register button. It gives you 20 minutes, which should be plenty of time. And again, if there are any issues, just call us. So once you've registered, there's still a few things that we need to fill out, especially if there's going to be some dietary requirements or transport needs that you want to make us aware of. And again, I would encourage you to include your phone number. So I'll just be putting in a fake phone number here, which will mean that we can contact you if we have any questions about your dietary requirements. So as an example, I'll be clicking yes, just so you guys see what comes up. So I've clicked yes, I have a dietary requirement, and I can say, lactose intolerant, for example. Okay. How will you get to the Pullman mascot for the meeting? I'll make my own way. I will need taxi vouchers from Central Station, which will be sent to you. I have mobility limitations and require transport from my home. And again, by providing us your phone number and email address, we can contact you and organize that. Or again, I'm unsure. So if you're not sure what's going on, you're not sure how you're going to get there on the day, and you just want to speak to one of us, just click that button. Okay, so I'm going to say that I'll be making my own way. And if there's any other information, I might say, where is the best parking, for example. I actually can't answer that off the top of my head, unfortunately, because I haven't been to the Pullman at Mascot before. But again, asking questions like that is encouraged, and we can follow up with those inquiries that we get and provide you that information. Okay, so just make sure it's all correct. Yada, yada. Lactose intolerant, complete order. And there we go. We are officially registered for the 2025 AGM, and there will be a ticket at the will call. That is a word that Eventbrite uses, and that's our tickets, I guess. So you can click here if you want a physical copy. Not really necessary, because as long as you have your name, we will be able to find you. So again, this is just a record of your registration, so to speak. As you can see here, there's a bit of information about it if you're so interested. What else we can do to make sure that the registration has worked? Just going to go back to this tab, which we still have open, which is my email account that we set up earlier, and go back to my inbox. So sorry, I'll just slow down a bit, going back to my old habits. So this is the email we were viewing. And if I want to get back to my inbox, we've got a few options. I can click this button here, and as you can see, it comes up saying back to my inbox, or I can actually just click on inbox, which is what I'll do. And as you can see, we've gotten a few emails, order received and order confirmation. So the order confirmation is the one we want to see that will confirm that everything has been registered correctly, so to speak. So as you can see, you can get a copy of your tickets, but as we've already discussed, It's it's not necessary. All we need you to do is attend and provide us with your name, and we'll be able to get you into the AGM. All right. So now we have an Eventbrite account. I'll just go back to that. And so if we click on this Eventbrite button here, that'll take us back to the home page. And now that we're on the home page, I'm just going to try and find Families of Veterans Guild again. And it's in the same spot as last time, just down here. And what I want to do and what I want to show you guys is we can click down here. So this is that same AGM, and we've handily, they've told us that, you're going to this event, view your order. So that's how view your order, sorry. That's how we know that we've registered and we don't need to register again. So if you're seeing that and you're logged in, it means that everything's worked out. Okay. And if I really want to, I can come here and view my tickets, but I won't be doing that now. What I want to show you is if we scroll down to the organized by information, I'll be clicking on that where it says Families of Veterans Guild. And it's going to open up our organizational account. So you can see we've already got a few people following us, and we've got 18 events that we have hosted. And if you come down here to events, you will be seeing all the upcoming events that we have. So at the moment, we've only got the one being the AGM. But if you guys want to keep your eyes focused on this area, upcoming events that war widows are encouraged to attend. They're open to all families of veterans members and anyone who's eligible to join. They will be posted in this area. So I'll just give you an example. So this is the past events. So these have all been completed. But we can see the Field of Remembrance 2024, R Space, which has changed names since then. But the idea is that this is where we will be organizing the large organizational events and some of the wellbeing events as well. Okay. And again, there's a link to the Families of Veterans Guild website and Facebook page there if you are so inclined. So what I'm going to do now is going to log out of this account. You don't have to, like the email account, if this is a private computer that only you are using, or only you and one other family member or friend or relative that you trust is using. There's not really a need to log out because by keeping yourself logged in, you won't have to log in every single time. Okay. So I will just log out and show you how to log back into this account though, in case any of this thing does happen to you. So put dan.favg@gmail.com. Oops, wrong button. Continue. And again, they've sent a one-time code. So there's something that you may need to be aware of is you do not have a password for Eventbrite. Eventbrite is using a one-time code that they send to you every time you need to log in. In some ways, this is easier and more secure because you only have to remember the one password for your email account. But it does mean that you will need to check your email every time you need to log in. So again, if we come back to my email account just up here, and I go back to my inbox just here, we'll see a new code, and that code, as we can see, is different from that one. So that's the idea. I'm going to get a different code. So that was, at 1:59 p.m. As you can see, just above where my mouse is. And then this one was at 2:17 p.m. at the top there. Okay. Let's click on that. I'm going to come over here and just drag my mouse across and copy it. So right click, copy, come back to Eventbrite, paste it. So right click, paste, or you can remember 647-614 and then go type it in 647-614 and log it in. So now that I've logged in, that code will be expired. If someone else somehow got access to that code, it won't work for them. So don't worry about remembering that code. it's going to send you a new one every single time you need to log in. Okay. All right. So I hope that has helped you register for this year's AGM. We do look forward to seeing you all there. I think it's going to be a great day. I will be there. So if you have any questions about this, you can ask me. And if you do, like I said, just want to make it clear, you do not have to do this process if it's too difficult. If you're finding it, uh, if you're finding that the video and the instructions still isn't helping, please just call us and we will register you or answer any of your questions. We are not forcing you to try and register this way. This is merely for the people who are interested in trying to do it and trying to get the hang of it. Okay. So again, thank you for your time. And in these next episodes, we'll be focusing on getting on Facebook. For those of you who do not have a Facebook account, it's going to be a similar process to registering for Eventbrite. So if you found this okay, good news, Facebook is going to not be much more complicated. So with that, I'll finish this episode. Thank you.